mean, just like it was like they're not Israel, but they don't understand, disassociate themselves as such. That's right, man. We had to do a lot of things happen with us. I don't see that right now. I'll find that for you later. Leviticus 26 and 29. It says, "And ye shall eat the flesh of your sons, and the flesh of your daughters shall ye eat." Man, so we have to eat our own sons and daughters. But we know, okay. I remember in the book of Destruction of the Indies by Bartholomew de las Casas, it tells us of how they starved us out over here when the Europeans came to this Western Hemisphere, and they starved us out, and they made us walk to the next village or city, starving us, and they barbecued our babies and the human parts and made us eat the babies and sons and daughters. We did do that at that time. That did happen, and they wrote about it in that book. And they have pictures in it also to prove it. Let me see if I can get that for you so you can look at it. Let's say a picture worth 1,000 words. See if I can find that for you. Here it is. Okay, the book is called Bartholomew de las Casas, a short account of the destruction of the Indies. That's it right there. Let's look and see from what I just told you. Look at one of the pictures that they drew. And they show a count of us having to eat our babies and so forth. Here it is right here. Here's the picture right here. Now, I'm going to read a little bit of this book. In this book, you can see the babies being barbecued. They have body parts hanging up that's already been cooked. You see the brother have an arm with a hand getting ready to eat it. You see him eating different body parts. And it says, we read a little bit in this book. It says, thus it was that in this way and in others they plundered and ravaged an area of more than 100 leagues by 100 leagues. That was among the most fertile and most heavily peopled on earth, killing all the leaders among the native population and with all men of military age dead, reducing the survivors to the hell of slavery. And when they pressed for further slaves to be handed over by way of tribute, the natives gave up their own sons and daughters, as they had no further slaves to surrender, and all were sent by boat to Peru to be auctioned. At this very butcher himself, as this very butcher himself was quite accurately to record in writing, there were more people in the region than in the whole of Kingdom of Mexico. Yet in this same area, he and his brothers, together with their comrade in arms, were responsible for the deaths of more than 4 or 5 million souls over the 15 or 16 years, from 1524 to 1540, that they were in the area. Nor is the butchery and destruction over, for those natives who have survived so far will soon perish in the same ways as have all the others in the region. It don't mean that they're going to kill them all. One of this blackguard's ploys, whenever he was about to attack a city or the surrounding countryside, was to take with him as many natives as he could from the tribes he had already conquered, and to get them to do his fighting for him. Since he never fed the 10 or 20,000 impressed natives in his army, he gave them leave to eat the prisoners they took. Hear that? He gave them leave to eat the prisoners they took. Since he never fed the 10 or 20,000 impressed natives in his army, he gave them leave to eat the prisoners they took, thus setting the royal seal of approval on the establishment in his camp of a human abattoir, where he himself would preside over the slaughter and grilling of children, and where grown men were butchered for the sake of their hands and feet, which were generally held to be the best cuts, meaning the best parts to eat, the hands and the feet. I seen I don't know if it was true or not, I seen a saran wrapped foot being sold somewhere. It might have been, I don't know, I can't say where it was sold at, but I know I seen that on my timeline. You know, Israel be researching a lot of things. It says, as news spread of these atrocities, all the other peoples of the regions were paralyzed with fear, as were those elsewhere in the country. Another occupation in which the natives perished wholesale was shipbuilding. Okay, so it's going to something else, but it just show you how they did eat, you know, had to deal with cannibalism under the Europeans when they came here to the shores of the Western Hemisphere. Let's continue. Leviticus 26. I'm going to go into, I did a whole series on that. It says, Leviticus 26 and 30, and I will destroy your high places and cut down your images and cast your carcasses upon the carcasses of your idols, and my soul shall abhor you. Say, I'm going to hate you for this. And I will make your cities waste and bring your sanctuaries unto desolation, and I will not smell the savor of your sweet odors. And I will bring the land into desolation, and your enemies which dwell therein shall be astonished at it. And I will scatter you among the heathen, and I will draw a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste. Then shall the land enjoy her Sabbaths, as long as it lieth desolate. And ye be in your enemy's land, even then shall the land rest, and enjoy her Sabbaths. As long as it lieth desolate, it shall rest, because it did not rest in your Sabbaths, when ye dwell upon it. And upon them that are left alive of you, I will send a faintness into their hearts in the lands of their enemies, and the sound of a shaken leaf shall chase thee. I mean, they're scared of leaves shaking. And they shall flee as fleeing from a sword, and they shall fall when none pursueth. And they shall fall one upon another, as it were before a sword, when none pursueth. And ye shall have no power to stand before your enemies. Ye shall perish among the heathen, and the land of your enemies shall eat you up. And they that are left of you shall pine away in their iniquity in your enemies' lands. And also in the iniquities of their fathers shall they pine away with them. That's right. People following the traditions of their forefathers, or their grandfather, grandmother, and so forth, that didn't teach them the truth. Say, if they shall confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers with their trespass, which they trespass against me, and that also they have walked contrary unto me, and that I also have walked contrary unto them, and have brought them into the land of their enemies, if then their uncircumcised hearts be humbled, here it is, here's the solution, and that I also have walked contrary to them, verse 41, and have brought them into the land of their enemies, if then their uncircumcised hearts will be humbled, and they then accept of the punishment of their iniquity, God accept the punishment of your iniquity, the wickedness you have done, then will I remember my covenant with Jacob, and also my covenant with Isaac, and also my covenant with Abraham will I remember, and I will remember the land. The land also shall be left of them, and shall enjoy her Sabbaths, while she lieth desolate without them. And they shall accept of the punishment of their iniquity, even because they despise my judgments, and because their soul abhorred my statutes. And yet for all that, when they be in the land of their enemies, I will not cast them away, neither will I abhor them, to destroy them utterly. And to break my covenant with them, for I am the Most High their power. But I will for their sakes remember the covenant of their ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt in the sight of the heathen, that I might be their power. I am the Most High. These are the statutes and judgments and laws which the Most High made between him and the children of Israel in Mount Sinai by the hand of Moses. Hallelujah. So I'm going to go back over this another time and preach something more on that. But like I said, that was enough to be able to see that the Most High is serious about what he's saying pertaining to we the children of Israel following his laws, statutes, commandments, and not be rebellious as our forefathers were, and as some of our people that are today, that we can find favor in the eyes of the Most High, and he can set us up and bring us into the kingdom that's promised to us, and send Mashiach Yahushua back here to judge and make war, and set up a righteous kingdom on this earth, and set Israel up forever and ever and ever in his kingdom. And then the Most High could be all in all. Once he set all these nations in order under Mashiach Yahushua, then Israel gonna be all in all. The Most High gonna be all in all. So like you know. But we gonna be under the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua. It's all about the Most High. He's the one gonna be all in all. With that, I say Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.